Hey, today we're going to talk about the Invader Mini. Hey, this is Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you more stuff. That's right, I'm going to bring you some more stuff today, and we're going to give you some updates. We're going to talk about the Invader Mini. We're going to talk about the IPV4 that I've had on order. And we're going to talk about some DIY juice, specifically Blackberry Peach Amaretto. So why don't we start with the IPV4? I ordered it 2 months ago. I canceled the order today. Not going to wait any longer for it. Pioneer for you can go scratch my keister. I really don't care one way or the other. What we are going to do is we're looking into possibly buying a Tesla 150 watt. I don't know what I'm going to do with 150 watts because I normally vape around 20, but we're looking for a dual 18650 mod with temperature control. Now, the last time you saw me, I reviewed the Mini VF, kind of reviewed it, didn't really go into it in depth. Found something, the temperature control on this works pretty darn good. I have to admit, it does work pretty darn good. So while we were talking about that, I said I would go into the Invader Mini. And I found out something really interesting with this mod. Really interesting. I almost burned my nose off. And it was in temperature control. The thing that I found with this mod is I had a nickel coil build on my RSST, and RSSTs, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, they tend to have a very, very small center pin. And it must not have read the temperature control, but it didn't regulate the temperature. And before I knew it, that coil turned bright red, and it just literally obliterated the cotton in there. Now, I don't know if that's a problem with this mod or if it's a problem with the Addy, so don't go goofy on me. I have been using it with my Kangaroo Mini, and it works pretty well. Now that's running 20 watts, and it's a 0.5 build on the coil. It's one of their pre-made coils. I did also, I'll tell you, let me show you something that really looks nice on this mod. Really, really does work nice. And it looks nice too. Those of you who drip, those of you who have the drip, I put my Mako on here, and it looks slick. It just flat looks slick, or sick, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. And it works quite well. Let's see what happens here. It's going to say new coil. Yes, it is. And it's reading it at 0.09. That's kind of strange because it's not picking up the temperature setting. And it should be. There we go. 20 watts, 450 degrees. Outstanding flavor. And it works pretty good on the Mako. Because what I did find out when it got dry, it started cutting back and cutting back and cutting back. It didn't burn the cotton at all. Jeez, my mouth isn't working. So what I'm figuring is it must be something with the RSST and that small pin. Now, the RSST does work very well on the Mini VF. Why, I don't know. This one here is, I'm running it at 50 watts, 400 degrees, and it's a 0.1 build. And it seems to be working pretty well. The RSSTs do work. I like them. I like rebuilding them. But I think with those, I'm going to stick with Kanthal, and we'll do the nickel builds on some of the other mods that I have. So anyhow, it's got all the functions in there. It does read the coil. It does find out. If you want to see a good review on it, go see my buddy Johnny English over at Vapor Watch. He does a real nice review on this also, so I'm not going to go through reviewing it. Takes a single 18650 battery, and it works. It works. And you can find this for about $65. And that's not bad for temperature control, something that'll go up to 50 watts. It does do a nice job. The one thing that I don't like, and a lot of people have complained about this, they have this little section up here. And when I hold it a certain way, I have a tendency to put my thumb all the way up on the top. I got to remember to slide it down because this is not a button. It's just decoration. So you end up having a little bit of a problem with that. The other way is, if I hold it this way, it's not a problem because my finger is right there where the button's at. Produces nice juice and or nice vapor. The Mako does a great job giving you good flavor, and not much I can say about that. And this is just a single coil build that I have in here, and it's starting to run dry. Matter of fact, new coil up, save. Okay, there we go. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, see, it's starting to go dry, but it's still pumping out some clouds. So, would I buy one of these if this one went dead on me? Probably not. Mainly because I'm looking at, like I say, I'm looking for a dual 18650. But other than that, for those of you who have limited funds and you're interested in temperature control, personally, of the two of them, I would recommend this one, the Mini VF. It's a nice mod. It works quite well. I like it. Depends on what you like. You know, everything is subjective here. Hey, the other thing I wanted to talk about is some juice that I made, and right now it's steeping. It's called Blackberry Peach Amaretto. There you go. And I made some of this stuff a while back, and I really I vaped through the whole bottle in a couple of days. I mean, it was gone. That was it. I was using it as my all-day vape, so I made some more. I have down in the description the recipe for making this. Now, one of the things that I want you to understand with this is I use a Sweetener Concentrate that I get from Mount Baker Vapor. Everything else I got from e-liquid. And all the links are in the description below, so you can go right there and pick up the concentrates that you need. I give you the amount of, I give it to you in milliliters because I work with a syringe to measure all my concentrate. And so I don't want you going, well, what the heck, it's not in drops. I don't deal in drops. I deal in milliliters. And the recipe down there is for a 1 ounce or a 30 ml bottle. 30 mils is 1 ounce, any way you want to look at it. So you can do whatever you want. And I'll let it steep for a day or two. I take the top off while I'm here at the computer. So sometimes I've got this thing, I'll cap it, I'll shake it up, I'll uncap it and let it sit, let it breathe. I'm finding the longer that I let things steep open, the better the flavor. because it gets rid of any type of alcohol that might be mixed in, however they mix the juice. But some of my juices I let sit open for 2-3 days. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, you don't need to do that. Just open it up for an hour or 2 hours and then cap it and put it in a dark place. Well, that's one of the reasons that I use the dark bottles. This is a strawberry banana cream that I've been vaping on. I'm having I'm kind of enjoying that too. It's a 6 milligram 80-20 mix. We might get into that sometime. But that's one of the reasons I have the dark bottle, and I keep them by my computer out of direct sunlight. So I don't really need, if I need to, I've got a box over here that I can put them in and close the lid on, and it's totally dark in there. At least it was. I'm kind of speculating here because I've never crawled into the box and closed the lid because it's only about that big. So anyhow, that's about all I got for you. Like I say, the IPV4 canceled the order today. As far as I'm concerned, I looked around at other websites. Now, this is the interesting thing with the IPV4. I looked at several websites. A lot of them are in pre-order, and a lot of them are out of stock. So this is telling me that Pioneer For You can't make deliveries to their vendors. So as far as I'm concerned, IPV, Pioneer For You, I'll probably never own one of your products because I'm not going to go out and spend a ton of money on stuff and sit around and wait for it. I'd rather get something that has been out there, has been proven. And like I say, I'm looking at several different box mods, dual 18650 with temperature control. What's amazing, the Tesla that I'm looking at is like $90. So I'm talking about adding another $25 to what I was spending for the IPV4 and getting the Tesla. I've looked at some Vapor Sharks. They go to 40 watts, which would be plenty for me because everything that I vape is around 20-25 watts anyhow. But I still want that dual 18650, and I want to be able to replace the batteries because I have a ton of them sitting here, and other than that, they're not doing anything but collecting dust, and I like to use my stuff. So anyhow, that's all I've got for today. Hey, everything I've told you today is my opinion. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. Everything is subjective. But this has been Ken for the Information Nation, bringing you more stuff. Hey, subscribe to the channel if you would. Give us a thumbs up. Hey, share the video with your friends. Let them know we're out there. And don't forget, in the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Hey, have a great day.